Hello students, I am Dr. Madhushri Haldar from Serampur Girls College. Today we discuss about the paleobotany and palynology. In our previous video, we have discussed about the pollen morphology and aperture, etc. Today we discuss about pollen wall stratification and ornamentation. So let's start with few images or pictures of the pollen grains. So first of all, here is a diagrammatic view of a pollen grain, and clearly it is shown in the picture that there are some ornamentation on the external wall of pollen. So the exine or the outer wall of pollen is ornamented, while the inner wall, that is intine, is simpler and thinner than exine. So let's start with some theoretical knowledge about the pollen wall stratification and ornamentation. First term which is coming to account, that is poroderm. What is poroderm? Poroderm means the ornamentation of the pollen wall. Actually, the thick multi-layered ornamented pollen wall is called sporoderm. Sporoderm consists of two layers, basically two layers, that is exine and intine. Outer layer is called exine and innermost layer of pollen wall is called intine. Exine again divided into sexine and nexine, while sexine has two layers and nexine is also a bilayer structure. Intine is made up of pectin and cellulose and it is very thin. But on the other hand, exine is hard, heterogeneous, with highly resistant waxy coat of sporopollenin. Sporopollenin is a chemical whose empirical formula is like that: C90H134O20 to C90H142 and O35. So that is a range basically, and this sporopollenin is very much hard structure that protect the pollen from any type of desiccation, and even during fossilization process the sporopollenin protect the structure of pollen. Depending upon the structure of sporoderm, there are three types of pollen grains. Before going to the types of pollen grain according to the structure of sporoderm, we have to know the structure or chemical nature of sporopollenin. So there are various controversial view of scientists regarding the structure of sporopollenin. One scientist or a group of scientists said that it is a closed structure, it has a close structural similarity with the potassium salt of glucuronic acid, while another group said that it is a copolymer of carotene, xanthophyll and fatty acid, while the third view is that it is a lipodial substance which is less soluble than cutin and suberin, and the fourth view is that it appears to be composed of aliphatic polymer containing aromatic and conjugated side chain. But the second view is more appropriate and more acceptable, that is it is a copolymer of carotene, xanthophyll and fatty acid. That is outline or the chemical structure of sporopollenin. It is a very complicated structure, but this structure is most acceptable nowadays. and from the beginning this view is very much acceptable. In addition to sporopollenin, glycoproteins are there that helps in pollen stigma interaction, and there is a glycocalyx material that composed of polysaccharide, polypeptides, proteoglycan and glycoprotein. Next come to the thing that pollen wall stratification according to two different scientists, Ardman and Faggri. As we know that Ardman is the scientist who proposed NPC classification of pollen grain, and Faggri is known or known to us by this pollen wall stratification proposal. Let's see the structure of a pollen wall or the stratification of pollen wall by two different way. So that is the innermost layer or plasma membrane of a pollen grain. Outside the plasma membrane there is the inner wall, that is the intine of pollen grain. Next to that there is a thick exine layer, and this name was given by the scientist Ardman, and he also said that the exine layer is divided into sexine and nexine, while Faggri said that there is layer exine which is divided into two layers, that is ectexine and endexine. Rather exine is divided by Ardman into two layers, that is ectosexine and endosexine, that is under the sexine group, and the nexine is also divided into two, that is nexine 1 and nexine 2, while Ardman says that endosexine is composed of some box like structure, and ectosexine is a continuous structure, but this box and column like structure is named by Faggri as bacilli and column, and the continuous layer is known as tectum or roof, and in the outer layer or outermost layer there are some ornamentation. This is known as supratectal region, named by Faggri. So that is the overall structure or overall wall stratification of a tectate pollen grain. On the other hand, in a pollen grain all of the layers are present, only the supratectal region is absent here, and the tectum region or roof is not a continuous layer, and this type of pollen grain is known as semi-tectate pollen grain, while on the third type all things are present, only the tectum layer and supratectal region is completely absent. That's why it is known as atectate pollen grain. So depending upon the wall stratification, these are the three types of pollen grain, that is tectate pollen grain, semi-tectate pollen grain and atectate pollen grain. Next come to the portion of ornamentation on pollen wall. So the first type of ornamentation, that is very simple ornamentation, and that is actually the ornamentation type in which sculpturing elements are absent. The first one is called silhouette, that is without any type of surface ornamentation, and there are some pits like structure which is less than 1 micrometer in length. The next type, number 2, is foveolate. In this type, surface pitted diameter of pits is greater than or equal to 1 micrometer, and the third type is fosseolate. In this type, the surface has grooves. So these are the 3 types of ornamentation without sculpturing element. Next, come to the with sculpturing element. Okay, before that is the actually that is the side view of these 3 type of pollen grain, and in the left side that is the top view. So in side view the pollen grains are look like that, and in top view the pollen grains are, or surface of the pollen grains are this type. Next, come to the pollen grain with sculpturing element. So that is the first type, rugulate, in which length of the ornamentation is twice the breadth, radial projection present, and elements irregularly distributed. Next type is striated. Then that is same as the rugulate, but only difference is the elements are parallel to each other. And next type is reticulate. These sculpturing elements form a reticulate pattern. So in side view, that is this type of pollen grain looks like that, and in top view, that is the rightmost figure, right side figure is the top view figure, and in the middle these are the side view of these 2 type. And in our next slide we will show some more ornamentation type, and this is a pollen ornamentation type with sculpturing elements, and this is known as gamete. Actually the element is sculpturing elements not pointed, and like some circles or radial things at the base. At the base they are attached, the base diameter is actually less greater than or equal to 1 micrometer, and the next type is known as clavate. Here that is a elongated or column like structure. Height of the element is greater than its diameter, and that is a club shaped projection known as clavate. Next type is verrucate. In this type the lower part is not constricted like that of clavate, but the diameter is greater here than the length of the element of sculpturing, and that is known as verrucate. And in spinulate there the projections or the sculpturing elements are spine like small projection, and the diameter is actually less than 3 micrometer, and less than 3 micrometer in length, and diameter is also very small. While in case of echinate, that is like the spinulate structure, but here the length and diameter actually higher than that of spinulate. And the last type is baculate. Here the height of the element is greater than that of their diameter, and the elements are cylindrical. In the side view these ornamentations are like that, but in the top view the ornamentations are projected, and that's all for today. Thank you.